Hey everyone, Craig here with Funding Freedom U, and I'm here today with a Q&A video all about EveryDollar. Now, as you know, I do a lot of EveryDollar tutorials, and questions typically come in either in the comments section or via email. And so I decided to go through some of those and answer them here for you today in this video. Now, a lot of things we do, maybe it's something I didn't address. Maybe EveryDollar has come up with an update since the video was posted, and so this will help you see what's changed from some of my other tutorials that you might have watched. Now, before I jump in and answer some of these questions, I do want to give you a free financial freedom roadmap. This is your step-by-step guide out of the paycheck to paycheck cycle. You can grab that by clicking up here, and I will email it directly to you. All right, let's hop into EveryDollar, and I will go ahead and read the first question, and it comes from Mike. And Mike says, I went over budget on a category, but I sold an item from a garage sale and then I decided to take that money and use it to balance out that category. But I was a little confused on how to do that in EveryDollar. So, Mike, it sounds like you went over budget in something, made some extra money, and you just wanted to balance out that one category. There's a couple ways you can do this. So let's say you went over budget in restaurants, and you'll see I already have it marked as negative $25 in restaurants. So it's already an EveryDollar budget. What can we do? You said you got a garage sale. So one thing you can do is come up here and add your income from the garage sale. So if you made $25 from the garage sale, we add it in as income, then we come down here and we just change the planned amount to $225 because that's what was spent. And you'll see it balances out. It's still an EveryDollar budget. This is honestly the way that I would do it if I were in your shoes. There is another way that kind of keeps it more streamlined. If you do it this way, you have to be careful next month to readjust this restaurant number back down to 200. But the other way you can do it is, let me just fix this. I'm going to get rid of the garage sale line item. The other way you can do it is by simply adding a transaction in restaurants. So restaurants were negative 25. I'm going to add a transaction, but I'm going to add it as income because I earned $25 from the garage sale. I'm just going to title it garage sale. So I earned that money, it's income, and what you'll notice happens is it balances out that category. It's showing that I budgeted 200, I spent 225 total, but I actually earned an extra 200 in there. So it keeps it all in-house inside that category. Either way of doing it is fine. Most people I run into prefer to just change the planned amount and change the income, but this way works just as well. Great question. All right, the next question that I got was, Craig, can you explain how income works with a 401k or a 403b? Now, this could be come two different ways. So the first way I'm going to address it is, let's say you are putting money into a 401k or a 403b. Well, up here is our income section, and this is your take-home pay, meaning money that comes to you after all insurances are taken out, all taxes are taken out, any kind of withholdings are taken out, including 401k or 403b contributions. If you have a 401k or a 403b, that's an investment plan through your employer, and they take that money out before your paycheck is given. So you don't have to do anything in that case because you're budgeting just simply on what's coming home to you, and what's coming home to you is after those contributions are made. Now, the other side of the coin is you could be asking what to do if you're receiving income from those. So let's say you are retired and you're taking those mandatory withdrawals, right? So I would come into income and I would add a line item just like I did, and I'm going to title it 403b withdrawal, if I can spell withdrawal. And let's say your mandatory withdrawal is $500 a month. So that's what I'm going to put in. That's income that you're taking. If it's more, do more, but that's what I would do in that situation. I have a feeling you're asking more so for the contributing side. That's what most people are doing. They're contributing to a 401k, and if that's the case, you just don't have to worry about it at all inside of your budget. Great question. This next one comes from Jennifer, and Jennifer says, my EveryDollar doesn't give me an option to reorder the groups like yours does in the video. So this is from an older video I did. I tried to drag it to the top, but that doesn't work either. Is there a new way of doing this? Thank you. So great question. So in the older video that I did, and I can link to that, so if you want to find that, but they used to have it to where if you clicked on the category title, so I'll click on giving, it would give you an option right next to it to reorder the groups. Well, they've since updated that, and now it's much easier to do. You actually do just drag and drop it. So you just grab this and you can move them anywhere you want it to go. Now, in order to do this, you have to grab those little dots right there to drag and drop. Now, this is on the computer. Everything I'm answering today is on the computer. If you're on the app, it might be done differently. In fact, I'm not sure, 100% sure if you can drag and drop them. It doesn't look like you can on the app. So this probably has to be done on the computer. That may be why you were confused. If you were doing it from your phone, I'm not sure yet to this day that they can. If you know that whether you can or not, and if you know you can, drop it in the comments box, share with us how to. So otherwise, if you want to reorder them, hop on your computer and you can just drag and drop them easily. All right, the last question comes in, and this one is a funny one. I like it. Why even plan at all then? It's just a variable thrown into the budget that could potentially screw you up. So I love it. This is based on the planned income versus what you actually bring in. This person's saying, what's the point of even planning then? If the number is so unknown, it's just going to screw me up. And that is a great question. Comes from a place of frustration, I would assume, with just the paychecks not always being the same. So if you're in a place where you make commission, maybe you're hourly, you don't always know what your checks are going to be. Right. So when you plan one number, it might be different than what actually comes in. So your question is, why even plan at all? And the reason being, if we don't plan at all, then we're further away from the mark than if we at least tried to guess and predict what that number would be. So predicting what a number is going to be, let's say I think I'm going to make $1,500 and I actually bring in $1,571. I'm a lot closer than if I just said, whatever, I don't know what I'll bring in, I'll wait and see when it comes in. So at least I'm in the same ballpark. What I would recommend you do is budget based on the lowest possible number, and that'll help with your planning. So if I think the lowest number I will bring in for this second paycheck is $1,400, I'm going to budget based on bringing in only $1,400. Then whenever I find out what that check's going to be, and usually you know before payday, there's ways to find out at most employers. You can log in with HR. Usually there's something you can do to know. If nothing else, you know the number of hours you worked, pull out a calculator and try and figure out what your paycheck's going to be. But when you find out that number, then you can come in, maybe you earn $1,650. We're going to change that, and then you'll have a little bit more money to come back through and budget. I wouldn't recommend trying to guess on the high end, because you're right, and that's might be even what be happening to you, is you budget high, your check comes in lower than you thought, and suddenly your budget is just all out of whack. And so try and stick to that low end, but as much as you can get ahead of it, don't wait until it's deposited into your bank account to know how much you got. See if there's ways you can get those statements early, so that way you know what's coming. All right, guys, I'm going to do these more often. So if you have a question that you want me to address in a video, drop it in the comments box below. Drop it in a comment of another video, and I'm happy to answer those. If you liked today's video and you want more, hit that subscribe button so that you can always see what I'm bringing to you. I do weekly videos here on EveryDollar, on personal finance, and on just a bunch of different topics. So I would love to have you back. Otherwise, guys, I will see you in the next video.